Good day. I'm Michael Bender from the Center for Fiscal Equity, and this is our video that goes with the comments for the Finance Committee on prescription drug price inflation, an urgent need to lower drug prices in Medicare. So these concerns have been with us for decades. They still demand attention. PhARMA and AARP have put so much money into advertising on both sides that something must either be done or loudly ignored with great fanfare. The advertisements on both sides have to date provided more heat than light, which was to be expected. Let us try to move to the facts so that we may find solutions. The decision to not allow Medicare Part D to follow the Department of Veterans Affairs and negotiate down drug prices helped end the balanced budget that President Bush inherited from President Clinton. The bill also pushed my friend Bruce Bartlett out of the Republican Party and prompted the writing of the book that sealed the deal. The passage of the legislation was fishy, from leaving the vote open into the wee hours of the night to the future hiring of the law's author by Big Pharma. While the Affordable Care Act helped ameliorate the worst features of Part D, which is the coverage gap in the middle, it did not eliminate it. Perhaps competition will allow that gap to be filled. PhARMA relies in part on claims that negotiation will lead to cost shifting. The dirty little secret in this debate is that single-payer solutions in the rest of the OECD have already resulted in cost shifting, where the rest of the world shifts its costs to the United States. Most people with insurance don't notice this. Single-payer health care, either through a public option or Medicare for All, will further bury this. For now, allowing drug price negotiation will give drug companies leverage to renegotiate their deals with the rest of the world. So if we push one way, the balloon will squeeze, and Canada and Europe will play higher prices, as well they should. PhARMA also relies on the claims that new cures for pandemics and subsidizing the development of orphan drugs and new therapies requires the right to charge the most the market can bear. This ignores the fact that most basic research comes through government grants and contracts, not drug company profits. The latter fund commercial, not scientific development. It comes to Ways and Means, House Budget, and this committee in 2019 and 2020, we discussed how to fund orphan drugs and new treatments so that no one remains untreated due to insurance coverage. The main problem with high cost drugs, especially orphan drugs, is the high development costs and the cost of small batch manufacturing. This could drive the need to raise the drug prices for mature drugs in order to subsidize the orphans, although some hikes are undertaken because no one can stop them. The solution is for NIH and the FDA to own the rights to orphan drugs and contract out research and development costs as it does basic research, as well as costs for testing and production. PhARMA would still be responsible for profit, but the government would eat the risk and sometimes reap the rewards. NIH and FDA may break even in the long term, especially if large volume drugs were developed with government grants must be paid back and pay back the basic research and the attached profits, as well as the regulatory costs. Universal coverage, starting with the public option under the Affordable Care Act, with eventual evolution to some kind of single-payer system, is inevitable. Unless we start building negotiation into the system now, we will give the drug companies a reason to oppose reform later, or sooner, as the case may be. A public option will only pass if pre-existing condition reforms are abolished, with public option enrollment being automatic upon rejection. The public option must be subsidized, replacing Medicaid for the disabled and for those not requiring long-term nursing care. Long-term care should be removed from the states and replaced with a new federal Medicare Part E, as I have been saying for 25 years now. And Ronald Reagan said something similar in his new federalism plan in 1983. So this is a long-term goal that should be met. It sweetens the deal for the states. So most health systems will provide services in both to both comprehensive insurance beneficiaries, the retired, disabled, and those with the public option. In other words, Medicare for all is our future, with the only exception being firms abandoning the system and providing their own doctors while making arrangements with local hospitals and specialists, essentially creating local HMOs, as opposed to these big insurance HMOs. It's an employer or a set of employers could do that just fine, and subsidize it without third-party insurance. So the major issue here is funding. Although more efficiency will reduce prices, costs are already minimized by the for-profit and government medical care, which often uses for-profit networks. To repeat, with a shout, the issue is price, not cost. It's my favorite shout. So, that's what we do in federal procurement as well. When we offer a service to the government, we worry about the price, not the cost. And so should it be with healthcare reform. So I've attached the usual thing on single payer. Also, I've linked to the video, which you've hopefully seen before. If not, you have a chance to watch it again. And also the tax reform attachment. And there are now links to the videos there, which are quite numerous because it is quite the topic. There's quite a bit to unpack. So, and that needed to be emphasized. So I urge you to, if you've got an hour, to watch the tax reform as well. Again, the links will be in the comments. Please like, share with staff, with members, and with the public, with constituents. With AARP, even with PhARMA, maybe we'll by unmasking them and letting them know we're listening, we can make some progress on this issue. So, thank you very much for your kind attention, and have a pleasant day.